Welcome back to the channel. Now I don't know what I'm going, but the people them still don't want nobody to enter in the Joylan Silvera murder case hearing. Not even his own attorneys don't know why. Them themselves been attorneys for quite some years and have probably never been a part of a case where the media and the public were not allowed to enter. Now with Mr. Silvera's bail hearing date already set, the people are wondering if Mr. Silvera is granted bail without the public or family members being able to sit in and view court proceedings. Will the people believe that justice is being served? I'm going to hear from his attorneys and they will continue the reasons. Look and listen.
In a general way, we can't say much because the strictures that were imposed on the last occasion still obtain. And I think it's important for persons to recognize that based on the offenses for which Mr. Silvera is charged, they would fall within the band where there is an in-camera hearing. And we have to abide by that ruling. We have to comply with the law. So all that I can say at this point in time, Ms. Riley and I, all that we can say is that the matter is fixed for bail application on the 11th of April. On that date, the court will hear submissions from us as to why it is that Mr. Silvera is a good and fit candidate for bail, and I would imagine that the prosecution will make a contribution to that in terms of their own position, but that's about it.
Mr. Champagne,
yes.
As the media, should we expect that the rest of hearings will be in camera?
I can't answer that. I wouldn't be so presumptuous to answer that. Discretions are exercised and the judge was well within her rights to determine how to treat this matter. As I said before, based on the offense. It's not just the offense of murder, but it's committing the offense by using, they're saying, an illegal firearm, in an illegal way rather.
Given that you know the facts of the case, is there at any point that you think she'll be able to, grant some discretion?
The facts of the case are yet to be determined. I have firm instructions and my client is indicating that he's innocent, and all of that will be ventilated in court. So going forward, it's really a matter for the judge. It's not a matter for us as to whether or not there is going to be a situation where the media is allowed in.
Any concerns about his well-being? How he is in terms of where he's going health?
No, not at this moment. Not at this moment.
He's doing okay.
I wouldn't say that. If you're in that position, you could not be doing okay. There is obviously grave concern. He's anxious to be vindicated. He's anxious to have his day in court. And he is very, very much concerned, very apprehensive, as anyone would in that particular position.
What can you say about his children? Do you know anything, how they take it?
I have absolutely no comment to make on that. We have repeatedly said that in the comments that follow on social media, one must always be mindful of the children. They are young, they are children, persons who ought to be protected, the most vulnerable actually. So I really have no comment on that. It's very important that we appreciate that this, on so many levels, was just a tragic situation.
Now, it is being speculated that it is during the bail hearing that we will, as the public, will hear some of the evidence that prosecutors have against Mr. Silvera. Now, his attorney says he maintains his innocence and he's looking forward to his day in court, seeming as if they might not have any strong evidence against Mr. Silvera. Some would argue that ballistics matching his weapon, the murder of his wife, is enough. The fact that the initial murder of his wife was almost ruled as a death of natural causes. Now some people, I wonder, how they not hear from the family of Mr. Silvera. Well, maybe them just work with the law and, watch for the outcome. But keep in mind, had the state not put in place mandatory policies, meaning say law enforcement have to run an autopsy, a state autopsy, and not just in Jamaica, all across the globe. This is law. But had Had that not been done, Mrs. Silvera's death would have been ruled as a death of natural causes. With some people, I wonder how 3 bullet wounds. How is it that an officer got to a location and even a doctor, whoever that doctor was? How is it that these people can stand up in front of a person that was shot 3 times and don't know? We are talking about a police sergeant and a doctor who we assume must have been a doctor for some years. Thinking about just so much years it take to actually graduate from medical school and become a doctor. That would in itself have people confused. People wonder how that's even possible. Truth be told, these are reasons why law enforcement themselves believe that it was an attempted cover-up. And then the fact that pictures circulated in social media with this man weeping at his wife's funeral. Of course, people are going to say the heights of wickedness this. To see a man at the funeral weeping and then arrested for the murder. Now, so I wonder how I'm going to see the family outraged and the media question Wagwan. I wonder how I'm going to hear if there was any love triangle, if there was any turmoil in the relationship. And it seems as if none of that never go on. It's as if for all people know this was a happily married couple. This is a man that was in representational politics, an actual MP, not just a candidate, not a man with a try to seek election. It's an actual MP, a former MP. To the people who want to know, was he there on that fatal night? Was he the one who called law enforcement and said fatal night? How is it that on that night he never handed over him weapon to law enforcement and said the weapon was fired? 3 shots fired. People have said there must have been blood splatter. Who help him clean it up? Well, law enforcement really does say, but they are short associates who did pay for the equipment, pay for the material rather, used in a reconstruction, but them that reconstruct. Now, regardless of the public not being able to sit in at this case hearing, this is a high profile case. And the public is watching. And the people are saying there must be justice for Mrs. Melissa Silvera. Now, of course, based on Jamaican law, Mr. Silvera is accused, is also presumed innocent until he is proven otherwise. At the moment, he has been remanded, but as I will say, a bail hearing date has been set. So, his attorneys will be seeking bail for Mr. Silvera. Just as though it is said that Leoda Bradshaw's attorneys will be seeking bail for her as well. The other high-profile cases, Mr. Maitland, whose bail applications were denied. But talk to me in the comment section, tell me what you think. Do you believe that, just as the Press Association of Jamaica was stating that, in all fairness, when the media and the public is allowed to be at these court proceedings, it showcases transparency and showcases the workings of the judicial system. So when there's a high profile case and the media is not allowed to be there, keep in mind, for all the other high profile cases, Ms. Bradshaw, Mr. Maitland, media has been allowed. So do you think now, even if in all fairness, everything is going how it should be going based on the law, if things that happens that the public does not agree with, the public not knowing the law like the people involved in the judicial system, but if the public does not agree with a specific outcome and the fact that the media and the public was not allowed to be there, do you think that this will also cast a doubt of shadow over the judicial system. Keep in mind, this is already an individual accused of trying to cover up. So for something to take place that people can't see, the mind again start thinking about a cover up. But talk to me in the comment section and tell me what you think. Now if you're new to the channel, let's pass through. Well, click the subscribe icon and the bell icon and put it on all. And this is how you know will be notified of all fresh content as soon as fresh content is uploaded and made available for you right here upon the platform. The like icon is also in close proximity to the share icon. Drop a like and bust a share. And tell a friend, tell them sister, them brother, them to check out the channel, check out the reason, and also join the discussion. The comment section 24/7, it never lock yet. Just be respectful and mindful of the guidelines. But other than that, drop your thoughts, your comments, your opinions there, and we can continue the reasoning via the comment section. Not until the reason again, live, love, and prosper, and of course, stay tuned.